Hey, hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on what time you are joining me for the Elle Daily Podcast. I appreciate you so much. I'm glad you're here. If you're new, you can hit the subscribe button and the like. Well, actually, any of you can hit the like. That way I know that you enjoyed the video and it does get the video out to more folks. That's kind of how the algorithm works and it does help me grow, so I appreciate that. You can also hit the bell and that will notify you when I have another video out or when I post my video. With that being said, we will get right into today's, gosh, my music's always a bit loud. I'll turn it down here. We'll get right into today's message. I am posting this a little bit later. I read it this morning, and then I went and met with David Olson, who is the next guest for the Elle Daily Podcast, the EDP. So I'll be posting that podcast probably in the next couple days. I've got to do a little bit of editing and send it to David to make sure he approves as well. And then you will be able to listen to that one. And it is a good one. Lots of great messages. And he is so inspiring. Along with his wife, Erin didn't join us, but we talk a little bit about her too. She's amazing. They're a great couple. So the quote of the day, it's straightforward and I like it. So here you go. One day or day one? One day or day one? You decide. So a little more to add to that. I wrote down another quote from an actress. I've been talking a lot today. I got to slow it down so I can pronunciate. But yes, here it is. Great people do things before they're ready. Great people do things before they're ready. How do you feel about that? Think about it, journal about it. Are you one that is willing to kind of take a risk, dive in before you maybe know everything? I think there is some, I want to say, fear with that, but there's also a lot of joy in that. So I know for me, I can sometimes wait because I'm thinking, oh, I'm not ready yet. But sometimes you just dive in, you make that commitment. Parents, for example, the first time you became a parent, I'm sure you're like, all right, well, I'm not fully ready. I don't really know all that I need to know, but you just make it happen and you figure it out as you go, day by day. So that is the beauty of really just making things happen. You don't always have to be ready for it. You learn and you grow as you go. So the affirmation that can kind of reassure us during this point in time is, I open my mind to attract endless opportunities. What else is possible? I open my mind to attract endless opportunities. What else is possible? And I think that is the beauty of it. When you just dive in, often more opportunities arise. And it kind of all comes together. Actually, on the podcast with David, we talk a little bit about that. I loved what he said. He said, my life was not linear at all. He actually went to school to be a musician and a minister and became this realtor and has his own beautiful business with him and his wife. And they've been able to allow others to join the business and have their teams and grow a real estate team. So it's really neat. But going back to that, it's all about the dance and cycles of life. So as I read a little bit more, so I love my Rumi oracles. I have a lot of different things I read, but the summary that I had today is basically there's often a dance that we go through, meaning a cycle. I even think about it, the nurse in me loves the heart and the lung, how you're pumping out blood that's oxygenated out to the extremities, your hands, your feet, obviously, the head, the brain. So it has to go back to the lungs, though, to get reoxygenated, right? So it's this constant cycle. The heart pumps it out, goes out to the extremities, and comes back to the lungs, and then gets repumped out. So occasionally, you can look at it this way as, there are times that I feel distant or cut off, or what else did I write? Like sometimes I feel far away from others or disconnected. Maybe I'm far away from my own feelings, like where the heck am I, or what am I doing or feeling. I could even maybe feel a little bit disconnected on my spiritual connection, my intuition. Usually my intuition is spot on. And sometimes I can just feel that I'm not fully there. And what gives me comfort is I know that it's temporary because it's a cycle. Occasionally if I give myself some time and reconnect, do the right things, everything always comes back together. So, sometimes it can take longer and sometimes you can get back real quick. But the point is it's a dance in life, right? It's very cyclical, and If you feel far away, it's okay because you know that it is going to come around. It always does. And I guess that is kind of the summary. It was written much better in my book, but this is my summary or my take home message that I'm giving to you. So hopefully that resonates with you. Hopefully it makes sense. And if some of you right now are kind of feeling disconnected, maybe a little cut off, whether it's a relationship of yours, maybe you're feeling distant from teen kids. I know that can be a challenging time as a parent. So many different things, right, that we all go through. So whatever it is, hopefully you can correlate that to make sense with your life. The other aspect that I pulled from my soul coaching cards was communication. And what I wrote down here is communicate from your heart and speak your truth without hesitation. Stand in front of a crowd and share from your center. You are a natural teacher. So I love this because I think sometimes we are afraid to communicate what is on our heart and mind. I spoke a little bit about it yesterday. Maybe we're worried about what others are thinking or how they are going to perceive us. But I think people truly appreciate the authentic aspect. The more you can just be real, the more people trust you. So I think don't be afraid to share what's on your heart and mind. It goes a long ways. The other thing that we can do is surrender our fear of change, because often, with your growth, especially when it comes to a spiritual soul journey, you might be finding that you are changing maybe the people that you resonate with, or things are just ever evolving, right? And so there can be a bit of a fear of change. So surrender to that. Don't be afraid of it. Know that change brings so many positive benefits to us too. It allows for more growth. So here's what I'm going to read on this one, just because it's just easier to read it. The universe is reminding you that you are cared for always. Whether you're afraid of change in your job, your health, or relationship, or if you fear aging or death, repeat that affirmation. I have faith that all is well. So all is well. Change is just part of life, and the change is a good thing. Don't be afraid of it. Embrace it and know I have faith that all is well. And finally, what I want to end on is, I love my angels. So the card that I pulled today, it's funny, they always correlate so well, was on Isaiah. So Isaiah is one that actually gives birth to change. So here's what I wrote down on this. It is a good time to give birth to a new idea or situation in your life. So maybe some of you are in process of changing something really important. Maybe you're going through retirement. Maybe you have a new baby. Maybe you've got a new job. Maybe you're birthing a new business. Just know that Isaiah watches over us when it comes to change and is guiding us and protecting us along the way. So on these just chapters and changes, you have some guidance and love. You're not alone in it. Just know that you have these awesome new possibilities. You might feel such urgency, right, to just push into this new territory. And the change is inevitable. It's going to happen. So don't play it safe. Just move forward, make it happen. So that kind of goes back to the original affirmation and quote that you just got to kind of dive in. Just do it. And then here's kind of that last bit is, take courage and comfort knowing that it's going to happen. But at the same time, because this is the other point that I want to bring, is I tend to feel like, I need to rush, and then that makes me feel a bit overwhelmed. So know this too, allow things to incubate. Just they kind of grow with that rhythm. So I can think about a baby egg, or like I've seen a little bird's nest, right? And the mom's sitting on her baby eggs and allowing them to incubate and grow, and then they hatch, right? They don't just hatch on day one. It takes some time to incubate. And so I guess where I'm going with that is there is this natural rhythm and ebb and flow, and life will hatch, things will birth when they're ready. So at the right moment. So take action, but know everything is going to work out. You are safe, you are loved, and you are being watched over. Congratulations on the new birth, on your new change, on your life, and just being the amazing you that you are. Sending you all so much love, and until next time, hopefully tomorrow, we'll see how I do on that. All right, bye.